Do you want to successfully complete the D325 Objective Assessment exam? Then you are in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers for your success in the D325 OA exam for free. We understand that acing your OA exam can be quite challenging. That's why we provide completely free exam guides and practice questions for you. In this video, we will cover questions from networking concepts, network security, virtualization and cloud, IP addressing, and network troubleshooting. So let's get started. 1. A network architect analyzes the software-defined networking model and reviews the layer that applies the business logic to decide how to prioritize traffic, secure data, and where to switch data. What is the appropriate layer for this description? A. Application layer. B. Data link layer. C. Control layer. D. Transport layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Application layer. Explanation: option A is correct because the application layer in software-defined networking applies business logic through network applications. These applications define the policies and requirements for the network, such as how to prioritize, secure, and route traffic. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer is a layer in the OSI model responsible for node-to-node data transfer and MAC addressing, not a layer in the SDN model that handles business logic. Option C is incorrect because the control layer, which contains the SDN controller, receives the requirements from the application layer and translates them into instructions for the network devices. It executes the logic but does not create it. Option D is incorrect because the transport layer is an OSI model layer responsible for end-to-end communication and data integrity, not a layer in the SDN architecture. 2. When configuring connectivity with a virtual switch, a network engineer creates a switch that binds to the host computer's physical network interface card to allow virtual machines to communicate on the physical network. What type of switch did the network engineer create? A. Internal. B. External. C. Private. D. Hybrid. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. External. Explanation: option B is correct because an external virtual switch binds to the host computer's physical network adapter, creating a bridge between the virtual machines and the physical network. This allows VMs to communicate with other devices on the physical LAN. Option A is incorrect because an internal virtual switch allows communication between virtual machines on the same host and between the VMs and the host itself, but it does not connect to the physical network. Option C is incorrect because a private virtual switch only allows communication between the virtual machines running on the same host and isolates them from both the host and the physical network. Option D is incorrect because hybrid is not a standard type of virtual switch in virtualization platforms like Hyper-V or VMware. 3. While looking for a cloud deployment model for business operations, the network specialist looks for a model that a third-party hosts for the organization's exclusive use. Which cloud deployment model meets the network specialist's and business's needs? A. Public. B. Private. C. Hybrid. D. Hosted private. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. Hosted private. Explanation: option D is correct because a hosted private cloud is a cloud environment dedicated to a single organization, but is managed and hosted by a third-party provider. This model combines the security and exclusivity of a private cloud with the convenience of a managed service. Option A is incorrect because a public cloud is a multi-tenant environment where services are shared among multiple organizations. Option B is incorrect because a private cloud, in its traditional sense, is located on premises and managed by the organization itself, not hosted by a third party. Option C is incorrect because a hybrid cloud is an integrated environment that combines two or more cloud deployment models, such as a public cloud and a private cloud. 4. A network consultant is considering what technologies to use when adding a storage area network. What are two of the most popular SAN connection types? A. Fiber channel. B. ISESI. C. SATA. D. USB. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: A. Fiber channel. B. ISESI. Explanation: options A and B are correct because fiber channel and ISESI are the two predominant block-level access technologies used to build high-performance storage area networks that connect servers to storage arrays. Option C is incorrect because SATA, or serial ATA, is a bus interface used to connect storage drives like hard drives and SSDs directly inside a computer, not for networking storage across multiple servers. Option D is incorrect because USB, or Universal Serial Bus, is a standard for connecting peripheral devices to a single computer and is not a technology used for building a storage area network. 5. While looking for a cloud service model for business, the network specialist looks for a model that allows the organization to rent components and internet links on an as-needed basis from the service provider's data center. Which cloud service model meets the network specialists and business's needs? A. Platform as a service. B. Software as a service. C. Infrastructure as a service. D. Database as a service. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: C. Infrastructure as a service. Explanation: option C is correct because infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, provides fundamental computing resources over the internet. This includes virtual servers, storage, and networking components like internet links, which customers can rent on a pay-as-you-go basis. Option A is incorrect because Platform as a Service, or PaaS, provides a platform with tools for developers to build and run applications, abstracting the underlying infrastructure. Option B is incorrect because Software as a Service, or SaaS, delivers ready-to-use software applications to end users over the internet, such as email or office suites. Option D is incorrect because Database as a Service, or DBaaS, is a more specific cloud service that offers a managed database system, not the general-purpose infrastructure described. 6. You are configuring a point-to-point link between two routers and have been assigned an IP of 77.81.12.14/30. What is the network ID associated with this IP assignment? A. 77.81.12.10. B. 77.81.12.12. C. 77.81.12.13. D. 77.81.12.16. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. 77.81.12.12. Explanation: option B is correct because a /30 subnet mask allows for a block size of 4 IP addresses. The networks fall on multiples of 4, such as 0.0, 0.4, 0.8, 0.12 and 0.16. The IP address 77.81.12.14 falls within the range of 77.81.12.12 to 77.81.12.15, making 77.81.12.12 the network ID. Option A is incorrect because 77.81.12.10 is a usable host address in the 77.81.12.8/30 network. Option C is incorrect because 77.81.12.13 is the first usable host address in the 77.81.12.12/30 network. Option D is incorrect because 77.81.12.16 is the network ID for the next subnet that starts after the one containing the given IP address. 7. What is the network ID associated with the host located at 192.168, 0.123/29? A. 192.168.0.120, B. 192.168.0.124, C. 192.168.0.122, D. 192.168.0.1. Do you know the answer? Correct answer A. 192.168.0.120. Explanation. Option A is correct because a /29 subnet mask allows for a block size of 8 IP addresses. The networks fall on multiples of 8 such as 0.104, 0.112, 0.120 and 0.128. The host IP 192.168.0.123 falls within the range of 0.120 to 0.127, making 192.168.0.120 the network ID. Option B is incorrect because 192.168.0.124 is a usable host IP address within the 192.168, 0.120/29 network. Option C is incorrect because 192.168.0.122 is also a usable host IP address within the 192.168, 0.120/29 network. Option D is incorrect because 192.168.0.126 is the broadcast address for the 192.168, 0.120/29 network. 8. Rick is configuring a Windows computer to act as a jump box on his network. He implements static routing to control the networks and systems the jump box communicates with. Which of the following commands did he use to configure this on the Windows machine? A. Root, B. netch, C. ARPTD, trace it. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Root. Explanation. Option A is correct because the root command is the primary command line tool in Windows used to view and manipulate the IP routing table. The root add command is used to create a static root. Option B is incorrect because while the netch command is a powerful utility that can configure network settings, including roots, the root command is the most direct and traditional tool for this specific task. Option C is incorrect because the ARP command is used to view and modify the Address Resolution Protocol cache, which maps IP addresses to MAC addresses, not to configure IP routes. Option D is incorrect because the traceit command is a diagnostic tool used to trace the path a packet takes to a destination. It does not configure routes. 9. You are trying to select the best network topology for a new network based on the following requirements. The design must include redundancy, and each device must wait for its turn to communicate by passing around a token to prevent congestion. Which of the following topologies would best meet these requirements? A. Star, B. Ring, C. Mesh, D. Bus. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Ring. Explanation. Option B is correct because a dual ring topology inherently provides redundancy with a primary and a secondary ring. Additionally, ring topologies are known for using a token passing access method, where a token is passed from device to grant permission to transmit, thereby controlling access and preventing collisions. Option A is incorrect because a star topology connects all devices to a central point and does not use a token passing mechanism. Its primary access method is contention-based, like CSMA-CD. Option C is incorrect because while a meshed topology offers excellent redundancy, it does not use a token passing access method for communication. Option D is incorrect because a bus topology uses a single shared cable, has no inherent redundancy, and is highly susceptible to collisions and congestion. 10. An additional network segment is urgently needed for QA testing on the external network. A software release could be impacted if this change is not immediate. The request comes directly from management and was just approved through the emergency change management process. What should the technician do? A. Make the change, document the requester, and document all network changes. B. Wait for a formal change review meeting. C. Delay the change until the scheduled maintenance window. D. Consult with the networking team for their approval. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Make the change, document the requester, and document all network changes. Explanation. Option A is correct because the situation describes a pre-approved emergency change. The purpose of an emergency change process is to allow urgent changes to be made quickly while still ensuring they are properly tracked. The technician should proceed with the change and complete all necessary documentation. Option B is incorrect because waiting for a formal change review meeting would defeat the purpose of the emergency change process, which is designed to bypass standard reviews due to urgency. Option C is incorrect because delaying the change until a scheduled maintenance window would negate the urgency of the request and could impact the software release. Option D is incorrect because the change has already been approved through the management process. Seeking additional approval would cause an unnecessary delay. 11. When a criminal or government investigation is underway, what term describes the identification, recovery, or exchange of electronic information relevant to that investigation? A. Forensics. B. E-discovery. C. Data recovery. D. Chain of custody. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. E-discovery. Explanation. Option B is correct because electronic discovery, or e-discovery, is the official legal process of identifying, collecting, producing, and exchanging electronically stored information in response to a request in a lawsuit or investigation. Option A is incorrect because digital forensics is the technical process of analysing digital evidence. It is a key part of the e-discovery process but does not encompass the entire legal framework. Option C is incorrect because data recovery is the technical process of retrieving lost or inaccessible data, which may be one task within e-discovery, but it is not the name for the overall legal process. Option D is incorrect because the chain of custody is the chronological documentation showing the seizure, custody, control, and transfer of evidence. It is a critical component that ensures the integrity of evidence within the e-discovery and forensics processes. 12. Your company wants to create highly available data centers. Which of the following will allow the company to continue maintaining an internet presence at all sites if the primary WAN connection at a site goes down? A. OSPF, B. BPC, RIP, D. IAGRUP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, BBGP. Explanation. Option B is correct because Border Gateway Protocol, or BGP, is the routing protocol used to exchange routing information between different autonomous systems on the internet. To achieve high availability with multiple ISPs, a company must use BGP to advertise its network prefixes through all its connections. Option A is incorrect because OSPF, or Open Shortest Path First, is an interior gateway protocol used for routing within a single organization's network, not for managing connections to different internet service providers. Option C is incorrect because RIP, or Routing Information Protocol, is an older interior gateway protocol also used for routing within a single network. Option D is incorrect because EIGRP, or Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, is another interior gateway protocol used within a single autonomous system. 13. A system administrator wants to verify that external IP addresses cannot collect software versioning from servers on the network. Which of the following should the system administrator do to confirm the network is protected? A. Analyze firewall logs. B. Conduct a penetration test. C. Analyze packet captures. D. Perform a vulnerability scan. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Perform a vulnerability scan. Explanation. Option D is correct because performing a vulnerability scan from an external network is the most direct and effective method to actively test for and identify vulnerabilities, such as exposed software version banners. The scan simulates an attacker's reconnaissance efforts. Option A is incorrect because analysing firewall logs will only show what traffic was blocked. It will not reveal information that is successfully being transmitted through allowed rules. Option B is incorrect because while a penetration test would include this check, it is a much broader, more complex and often more expensive engagement. A vulnerability scan is the specific and appropriate tool for this verification task. Option C is incorrect because analysing packet captures is a passive activity. To verify this, one would first need to generate traffic from an external source to try and collect the information, which is precisely what a vulnerability scan does automatically. 14. You are a network administrator worried about an insider threat. You want to enable a feature that would remember the layer 2 address first connected to a switch port to prevent someone from connecting their own laptop to that same port. Which security feature would best accomplish this goal? A. Port mirroring. B. Port security. C. VLAN tagging. D. MAC filtering. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Port security. Explanation. Option B is correct because port security is a switch feature that can be configured to restrict input to an interface by limiting and identifying the MAC addresses of the stations allowed to access the port. Using the sticky setting, it can dynamically learn and lock a port to the first MAC address it sees. Option A is incorrect because port mirroring is used to copy network traffic from one port to another for analysis. It is a monitoring tool, not an access control mechanism. Option C is incorrect because VLAN tagging is a method used on trunk links to identify which VLAN a frame belongs to. It is used for network segmentation, not for preventing unauthorized device connections. Option D is incorrect because MAC filtering is a similar concept often used on wireless access points. Port security is the correct term for this feature on a wired switch port. 15. Scott is a brand new network technician. He's been told to remotely access the command line of an edge switch from his desk to enable DHCP snooping. Which of the following protocols should he use for this task? A. SSH, B. FTP, C. Telnet, D. SCP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. SSH. Explanation. Option A is correct because SSH, or Secure Shell, is the industry standard for securely accessing and managing network devices remotely. It encrypts the entire session, including the username, password, and commands, protecting them from eavesdropping. Option B is incorrect because FTP, or File Transfer Protocol, is used for transferring files between a client and a server, not for remote command line administration. Option C is incorrect because while Telnet provides remote command line access, it is insecure as it transmits all data in clear text. It has been largely replaced by SSH for security reasons. Option D is incorrect because SCP, or Secure Copy Protocol, is used to securely transfer files over an SSH connection, not for an interactive command line session. 16. You are installing a new LAN in an older building and have decided to use new Cat6 cabling. You're trying to determine whether to purchase plenum or PVC cabling. Which environmental condition is the most important to consider? A. Ceiling height. B. Air duct placement. C. Building age. D. Number of floors. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Air duct placement. Explanation: option B is correct because the key difference between plenum and non-plenum cable is fire safety. Plenum-rated cable has a special fire retardant jacket that produces less smoke and toxic fumes when burned. It is required by fire codes for use in plenum spaces, which are areas that handle air circulation for heating and air conditioning, such as the space above a drop ceiling. Option A is incorrect because ceiling height affects the quantity of cable needed, but does not determine the type of cable jacket required. Option C is incorrect because while building age can influence construction, the critical factor is the design of the air handling space, not the age itself. Option D is incorrect because the number of floors may influence the need for riser-rated cable for vertical runs, but the presence of air ducts or a plenum space determines the need for plenum cable on a given floor. 17. Tamara purchased a Wi-Fi-enabled smart thermostat for her home and is worried about a hacker breaking into it. What are two of the best things to do to mitigate her security concerns? A. Connect to the wireless network using WPA2 encryption and a long, strong password. B. Use a segregated part of the network by installing it into a screen subnet. C. Disable the thermostat's wireless functionality. D. Enable guest Wi-Fi for the thermostat. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Connect to the wireless network using WPA2 encryption and a long, strong password. B. Use a segregated part of the network by installing it into a screen subnet. Explanation: options A and B are correct. Using strong encryption like WPA2 or WPA3 with a complex password is a fundamental security measure for any wireless device. Segregating IoT devices on a separate network, such as a guest network or a dedicated VLAN, is a crucial best practice. This isolation prevents a compromised IoT device from being used to access or attack other more sensitive devices on the primary home network. Option C is incorrect because disabling the wireless functionality would defeat the purpose of owning a smart, Wi-Fi-enabled device. Option D is incorrect because while using a guest network is a common way to achieve segregation, Option B describes the security principle more accurately. Enable guest Wi-Fi is an action, whereas use a segregated part of the network is the goal, making it a better description of the security strategy. 18. Andy, a network technician, is configuring a network with a firewall that segments it into an internal network, a DMZ, and an external network. Hosts on the internal network should not be directly accessible from the internet, but should be able to reach remote networks. Which IP addressing solution would achieve this? A. NRT. B. Public IP addressing. C. Anycast addressing. D. Global unicast addressing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. NAT. Explanation: option A is correct because network address translation, or NAT, is designed for this exact purpose. It allows multiple devices on a private internal network to share a single public IP address to access the internet, while simultaneously hiding their internal private IP addresses from the external network. Option B is incorrect because assigning public IP addresses to internal hosts would make them directly reachable from the internet, which violates the security requirement. Option C is incorrect because anycast addressing is a routing technique where a single IP address is assigned to multiple devices. It is used for load balancing and redundancy, not for hiding internal hosts. Option D is incorrect because a global unicast address is the formal term for a public IP address. Using these internally would expose the hosts to the internet. 19. What is the lowest layer or bottom layer of a bare metal virtualization environment? A. Hypervisor. B. Control plane. C. Guest OS. D. Physical hardware. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. Physical hardware. Explanation. Option D is correct because in a Type 1 or bare metal virtualization architecture, the physical hardware, including the CPU, memory and storage, forms the foundation upon which all other layers are built. Option A is incorrect because the hypervisor is the software layer that installs and runs directly on top of the physical hardware. It is the second layer from the bottom. Option B is incorrect because the control plane is a concept related to network management, particularly in SDN, and is not a layer in the standard virtualization stack. Option C is incorrect because the guest operating system, like Windows or Linux, runs inside a virtual machine that is managed by the hypervisor. It is one of the highest layers in this model. 20. Which two technologies could be used to ensure that users logging into a network are physically in the same building as the network they are attempting to authenticate on? A. GPS location. B. NAC-C, MAC filtering. D. VLAN tagging. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. GPS location. B. NAC. Explanation. Options A and B are correct. Geolocation services using GPS on a user's device can be integrated into an authentication system to verify their physical location. Network Access Control, or NAC, can enforce policies based on various criteria, including how and where a device is connecting, such as requiring a connection to a specific internal Wi-Fi access point or a wired port within the building. Option C is incorrect because MAC filtering authenticates a device's network adapter, not its physical location. A MAC address can also be easily spoofed from a remote location. Option D is incorrect because VLAN tagging is a network segmentation technology and has no capability to verify a user's or device's physical location. 21. A company is expanding its network and needs to ensure that only authorized users can connect to its wireless network. Which of the following would best meet this requirement? A. WPA2PSK. B. WEP. C. Open network. D. MAC address filtering. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. WPA2PSK. Explanation. Option A is correct because WPA2PSK, which stands for Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 with a pre-shared key, provides strong encryption and requires users to enter a password to connect. This ensures that only authorized individuals who know the key can access the network. Option B is incorrect because WEP, or Wired Equivalent Privacy, is a deprecated and highly insecure protocol that can be easily compromised. Option C is incorrect because an open network provides no security, allowing any device within range to connect without authentication. Option D is incorrect because MAC address filtering is a weak security measure that is difficult to manage and can be easily bypassed by spoofing a permitted MAC address. 22. A network technician is troubleshooting an issue where users cannot access certain external websites. Upon investigation, the technician discovers that all requests to these websites are being blocked. What is the most likely cause of this issue? A. Incorrect DNS settings. B. Firewall rules. C. Faulty switch. D. Cable failure. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Firewall rules. Explanation. Option B is correct because a primary function of a firewall is to filter network traffic based on a set of security rules. A rule could be configured to explicitly deny traffic to or from the IP addresses of specific websites, which would cause the described issue. Option A is incorrect because incorrect DNS settings would likely result in an inability to resolve any domain names, leading to broad access issues, not just for certain websites. Option C is incorrect because a faulty switch would typically cause more widespread connectivity problems, like intermittent connection loss or a complete network outage for connected users, not selective website blocking. Option D is incorrect because a cable failure would result in a complete loss of physical connectivity for the affected device or segment, preventing all network access. 23. Which of the following protocols is responsible for resolving IP addresses to MAC addresses? A. ARP, B. DHCP, C. DNS, D. ICMP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. ARP. Explanation. Option A is correct because the Address Resolution Protocol, or ARP, is used on a local network to discover the Layer 2 MAC address associated with a given Layer 3 IP address, which is necessary for delivering frames to the correct device. Option B is incorrect because DHCP, or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, is responsible for automatically assigning IP addresses and other network settings to devices. Option C is incorrect because DNS, or Domain Name System, is responsible for resolving human-readable domain names into IP addresses. Option D is incorrect because ICMP, or Internet Control Message Protocol, is used for sending error messages and operational information, most commonly with the ping command. 24. What type of cabling should a network technician install to ensure the network is protected from electromagnetic interference in an industrial environment? A. UTP, B. STP, C. Coaxial, D. Fiber optic. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Fiber optic. Explanation. Option D is correct because fiber optic cabling transmits data using pulses of light, which makes it completely immune to electromagnetic interference and radio frequency interference. This makes it the ideal choice for noisy industrial environments. Option A is incorrect because UTP, or unshielded twisted pair, has no shielding and is very susceptible to EMI. Option B is incorrect because STP, or shielded twisted pair, contains a metallic shield that provides protection against EMI, but it is not completely immune like fiber optic cable. Option C is incorrect because while coaxial cable has shielding, it is an older technology not typically used for modern LANs and is not as effective at resisting EMI as fiber optic cable. 25. Which of the following is a characteristic of a stateful firewall? A. Tracks the state of network connections. B. Filters traffic based on IP address only. C. Filters traffic at the application layer. D. Does not keep track of connection states. Do you know the answer? correct answer, A, tracks the state of network connections. Explanation. Option A is correct because the defining feature of a stateful firewall is its ability to maintain a state table that tracks active network connections. It uses this contextual information to determine whether a packet is part of a legitimate established session. Option B is incorrect because filtering traffic, based only on IP addresses and ports without context, describes a simple stateless firewall. Option C is incorrect because filtering traffic at the application layer is a feature of a more advanced next-generation firewall, or a proxy firewall. Option D is incorrect because this describes a stateless firewall, which is the opposite of a stateful one. 26. A technician needs to install a new VoIP phone system in a company. Which of the following network services should be configured to ensure voice traffic is prioritized? A. STP, B. NAT, C. QoS, D. VLAN. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. QoS. Explanation. Option C is correct because quality of service, or QoS, is a set of technologies used to manage network traffic to ensure that time-sensitive data, such as voice and video, receives priority over less critical traffic. This reduces delay and jitter, ensuring clear voice calls. Option A is incorrect because STP, or spanning tree protocol, is used to prevent loops in a switched network. It does not prioritize traffic. Option B is incorrect because NAT, or network address translation, is used to translate private and public IP addresses. It does not prioritize traffic. Option D is incorrect because while it is a best practice to place VoIP phones on a separate VLAN for security and management, the VLAN itself does not prioritize traffic. QoS must be applied to the VLAN traffic. 27. What is the primary purpose of VLANs in a network? A. Increase wireless coverage. B. Segment a network for security and traffic management. C. Reduce the number of IP addresses required. D. Improve the speed of data transfer. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Segment a network for security and traffic management. Explanation. Option B is correct because virtual LANs, or VLANs, are used to logically divide a physical network into multiple, isolated broadcast domains. This segmentation is used to improve security, group users and devices, and reduce broadcast traffic, which enhances overall network management and performance. Option A is incorrect because increasing wireless coverage is achieved by deploying additional wireless access points. Option C is incorrect because VLANs do not reduce the number of IP addresses needed. Each VLAN requires its own unique IP subnet, which can increase the number of addresses used. Option D is incorrect because while reducing broadcast traffic can improve overall network efficiency, the main goal of VLANs is segmentation for security and organization, not directly increasing connection speeds. 28. Which of the following ports is used by HTTPS? A80, B21, C 443, D25. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C 443. Explanation. Option C is correct because HTTPS, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, uses TCP port 443 to transmit encrypted web traffic. Option A is incorrect because port 80 is the standard port for HTTP, the non-secure version of the protocol. Option B is incorrect because port 21 is the standard port for the FTP control channel. Option D is incorrect because port 25 is the standard port for SMTP, used for sending email. 29. A network administrator wants to prevent unauthorized devices from accessing the network by requiring authentication for devices connected to a switch. Which protocol should the administrator use? A. STP, B. SNMP, C. 802.1x, D. DHCP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. 802.1x. Explanation. Option C is correct because IEEE 802.1x is the standard for port-based network access control. It provides a robust authentication framework that requires devices to authenticate with a central server before being granted access to the network through a switch port. Option A is incorrect because STP or spanning tree protocol is used to prevent network loops. Option B is incorrect because SNMP or Simple Network Management Protocol is used for monitoring and managing network devices. Option D is incorrect because DHCP or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol is used to automatically assign IP addresses. 30. Which command can be used on a Windows machine to release and renew the DHCP lease? A. ifconfig, B. ping, C. traceat, D. ipconfig. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. ipconfig. Explanation. Option D is correct because the ipconfig command on Windows is used to display network configuration. The switches ipconfig/release and ipconfig/renew are used to release the current DHCP lease and request a new one from the DHCP server. Option A is incorrect because ifconfig is the equivalent command used on Linux and macOS systems to manage network interfaces. Option B is incorrect because ping is a diagnostic utility used to test network connectivity. Option C is incorrect because traceat is a diagnostic utility used to trace the network path to a destination. 31. Which of the following technologies allows for the tunneling of IPv6 traffic over an IPv4 network? A. RIP, B. SLAC C6-4, D. ICMP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. 6-4. Explanation. Option C is correct because 6-4 is a transition mechanism that enables IPv6 packets to be transmitted over an IPv4 network. It works by encapsulating the IPv6 packet inside an IPv4 packet for transport across the IPv4 infrastructure. Option A is incorrect because RIP, or Routing Information Protocol, is a routing protocol and does not perform tunneling. Option B is incorrect because SLAC, or Stateless Address Auto-Configuration, is a method used by IPv6 clients to automatically configure their own IP addresses. Option D is incorrect because ICMP, or Internet Control Message Protocol, is used for network diagnostics and is not a tunneling technology. 32. A network administrator needs to assign IP addresses to several new devices on a network, but does not want to assign them manually. What service should the administrator configure? A. DNS, B. ARP, C. DHCP, D. SNMP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. DHCP. Explanation. Option C is correct because the primary function of the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, or DHCP, is to automate the process of assigning IP addresses, subnet masks, default gateways, and DNS server information to devices on a network. Option A is incorrect because DNS, or Domain Name System, resolves domain names to IP addresses. It does not assign them to clients. Option B is incorrect because ARP, or Address Resolution Protocol, resolves IP addresses to MAC addresses on the local network. Option D is incorrect because SNMP, or Simple Network Management Protocol, is used for network monitoring and management. 33. Which of the following is used to prevent loops in a network? A. VLAN, B. ARP, C. STP, D. DHCP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. STP. Explanation: option C is correct because the Spanning Tree Protocol, or STP, is a Layer 2 network protocol that prevents switching loops in networks with redundant paths by logically blocking certain paths to ensure a loop-free topology. Option A is incorrect because VLANs are used to segment a network into separate broadcast domains. Option B is incorrect because ARP is used to map IP addresses to MAC addresses. Option D is incorrect because DHCP is used for automatic IP address assignment. 34. Which type of cable is commonly used for high-speed data transmission over short distances in a data center environment? A. Coaxial, B. UTP, C. STP, D. Fiber optic. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. Fiber optic. Explanation: option D is correct because fiber optic cable offers extremely high bandwidth, immunity to electromagnetic interference, and support for very high data rates over both short and long distances, making it a standard choice for high-speed interconnects in modern data centers. Option A is incorrect because coaxial cable is an outdated technology for high-speed data center networking. Option B is incorrect because UTP, or unshielded twisted pair, is susceptible to interference in a dense data center environment and has lower bandwidth capabilities compared to fiber. Option C is incorrect because while STP, or shielded twisted pair, offers better interference protection than UTP, it still cannot match the speed and distance capabilities of fiber optic cable. 35. Which of the following IP address ranges is reserved for documentation and example purposes? A. 192.168, 0.0/24, 198.51.100.0/24, C. 172.16, 0.0/12, D. 224.0, 0.0/4. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. 198.51.100.0/24. Explanation: option B is correct because RFC 5737 officially reserves the 198.51.100.0/24 address block, along with others, specifically for use in documentation and examples. These addresses are not meant to be routable on the public internet. Option A is incorrect because this range is part of the larger 192.168, 0.0/16 private IP address block, intended for use on internal networks. Option C is incorrect because this is the RFC 1918 private IP address block, also meant for internal network use. Option D is incorrect because this is the Class D address range, reserved for IP multicast traffic. 36. A company is setting up a wireless network that must support high data rates and operate on the 5 GHz band. Which of the following wireless standards should the company implement? A. 802.11b, B, 802.11g, C, 802.11n, D, 802.11ac. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D325 Explanation: option D is correct because the 802.11 AC standard, also known as Wi-Fi 5, operates exclusively in the 5 GHz band and was designed to provide significantly higher data rates than its predecessors. Option A is incorrect because 802.11b is an old standard that operates on the 2.4 GHz band and offers very low speeds. Option B is incorrect because 802.11g also operates on the 2.4 GHz band, and while faster than 802.11b, is much slower than modern standards. Option C is incorrect because while 802.11n can operate on the 5 GHz band, 802.11ac provides much higher throughput and is the superior choice for high data rates. 37. Which of the following routing protocols is a distance vector protocol and uses hop count as its primary metric? A. OSPF, B. BGP, C. RIP, D. IGRP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. RIP. Explanation: option C is correct because the Routing Information Protocol, or RIP, is a classic example of a distance vector routing protocol. It determines the best path to a destination based on the lowest hop count. Option A is incorrect because OSPF is a link state protocol that uses a more complex metric called cost, which is typically based on bandwidth. Option B is incorrect because BGP is a path vector protocol that uses a complex set of attributes, not just hop count, to determine the best routes between autonomous systems. Option D is incorrect because EIGRP is an advanced distance vector protocol that uses a composite metric based on bandwidth and delay by default, not just hop count. 38. Which protocol is primarily used to translate private IP addresses to public IP addresses, allowing internal hosts to communicate with external networks? A. DNS, B. ARP, C. NAT, D. ICMP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. NAT. Explanation: option C is correct because network address translation, or NAT, is the technology used by routers and firewalls to translate the private IP addresses of devices on an internal network into a public IP address for communication on the internet. Option A is incorrect because DNS is used to translate domain names into IP addresses. Option B is incorrect because ARP is used to translate IP addresses into MAC addresses on a local network. Option D is incorrect because ICMP is used for network diagnostics and error messaging. 39. Which command is used to display the routing table on a Linux machine? A. Ping, B. Traceroute, C. Netstat, D. Route. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. Route. Explanation: option D is correct because the route command is a standard utility on Linux systems used to display and manipulate the IP routing table. Modern systems also use the IP route command. Option A is incorrect because the ping command is used to test network connectivity. Option B is incorrect because the traceroute command is used to trace the network path to a destination. Option C is incorrect because while the netstat R command also displays the routing table, route is the command dedicated specifically to that function. 40. What is the maximum size of a standard Ethernet frame, excluding the preamble? A. 1500 bytes, B. 1518 bytes, C. 1600 bytes, D. 9000 bytes. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. 1518 bytes. Explanation. Option B is correct because a standard Ethernet frame has a maximum size of 1518 bytes, which includes the 14-byte header plus the 4-byte trailer, and a maximum payload of 1500 bytes. Option A is incorrect because 1500 bytes is the maximum size of the data payload, also known as the maximum transmission unit, not the entire frame. Option C is incorrect because 1600 bytes is not a standard Ethernet frame size. Option D is incorrect because 9000 bytes is the typical payload size for a non-standard jumbo frame, used to increase efficiency on some high-speed networks. 41. Which of the following ports is used for FTP control traffic? A. 20, B. 21, C. 22, D. 23. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. 21. Explanation. Option B is correct because the File Transfer Protocol, or FTP, uses TCP port 21 for its control connection, which is used to send commands and manage the session. Option A is incorrect because TCP port 20 is used for the data connection in FTP's active mode. Option C is incorrect because port 22 is used for SSH and its related protocols like SFTP. Option D is incorrect because port 23 is used for Telnet, an insecure remote access protocol. 42. Which of the following network devices operates at layer 2 of the OSI model and uses MAC addresses to forward data? A. Router, B. Switch, C. Hub, D. Firewall. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Switch. Explanation. Option B is correct because a network switch is a layer 2 or data link layer device. It intelligently forwards Ethernet frames to specific destination ports by reading the MAC address in the frame's header. Option A is incorrect because a router is a layer 3 or network layer device that forwards packets based on IP addresses. Option C is incorrect because a hub is a layer 1 or physical layer device that simply repeats incoming signals to all other ports without reading any address information. Option D is incorrect because a firewall typically operates at layers 3 and 4, and modern firewalls can operate up to layer 7. 43. Which of the following is a primary function of a proxy server? A. Assign IP addresses to clients. B. Cache web content. C. Manage network routing. D. Provide DNS resolution. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, E. Cache web content. Explanation. Option B is correct because one of the main functions of forward proxy server is to cache frequently requested web content. When a user requests a cached resource, the proxy can deliver it directly, which speeds up access and reduces bandwidth consumption. Option A is incorrect because assigning IP addresses is the function of a DHCP server. Option C is incorrect because managing network routing is the function of a router. Option D is incorrect because providing DNS resolution is the function of a DNS server. 44. What type of IP address is 169.254.10.23? A. Public, B. Private, C. Loopback, D. APIPA. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. APIPA. Explanation. Option D is correct because the address is within the 169.254 0.0/16 range, which is reserved for automatic private IP addressing, or APIPA. A device assigns itself an APIPA address when it is configured for DHCP, but is unable to contact a DHCP server. Option A is incorrect because public IP addresses are globally unique and routable on the internet. Option B is incorrect because private IP address ranges are 10.0, 0.0/8,172.16, 0.0/12, and 192.168, 0.0/16. Option C is incorrect because the loopback address range is 127.0, 0.0/8, used for a host to refer to itself. 45. A company requires that all workstations on the network have the same IP address each time they connect. Which of the following options should the network administrator configure for the most efficient management? A. Dynamic IP addresses. B. Static IP addresses. C. DHCP reservations. D. And ARM. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. DHCP reservations. Explanation: option C is correct because a DHCP reservation allows for centralized management while ensuring a specific device always receives the same IP address. The administrator configures the DHCP server to map a workstation's unique MAC address to a specific IP address. Option A is incorrect because dynamic IP addresses are assigned from a pool and can change over time. Option B is incorrect because while assigning static IP addresses would meet the requirement, it requires manual configuration on each individual workstation, which is inefficient and difficult to manage on a large scale. Option D is incorrect because N80 is a technology used for translating between public and private IP addresses at the network edge, not for assigning IPs to internal workstations. 46. Which of the following is the standard exterior routing protocol used by routers on the internet to exchange routing information between different autonomous systems? A. RIP, B. IGRP, C. OSPF, D. BGP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. BGP. Explanation: option D is correct because the Border Gateway Protocol, or BGP, is the standardized exterior gateway protocol designed to exchange routing and reachability information among autonomous systems on the internet. Option A is incorrect because RIP is an interior gateway protocol used for routing within a single, smaller network. Option B is incorrect because eGRUP is also an interior gateway protocol, primarily used within networks running Cisco equipment. Option C is incorrect because OSPF is a widely used interior gateway protocol for managing routing within a single, larger network or autonomous system. 47. Which of the following DNS records is used to map a domain name to an IPv6 address? A, B, C, MX, D, CNAME. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B, A. Explanation: option B is correct because A or quad A record is used in the domain name system to map a fully qualified domain name to a 128-bit IPv6 address. Option A is incorrect because an A record is used to map a domain name to a 32-bit IPv4 address. Option C is incorrect because an MX or mail exchanger record points to the mail server for a domain. Option D is incorrect because a CNAME, or canonical name record, is an alias that points one domain name to another. 48. A network administrator is setting up a virtual private network to allow remote employees to securely access the company's internal resources. Which of the following protocols is a common choice for creating this secure tunnel? A. HTTPS, B. IPsec, C. FTP DSNP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B, IPsec. Explanation, option B is correct because IPsec, or Internet Protocol Security, is a protocol suite used to secure network communications by authenticating and encrypting each IP packet in a data stream. It is a very common and robust technology used to build remote access and site-to-site VPNs. Option A is incorrect because while HTTPS secures web traffic and its underlying protocol is used for SSL VPNs, IPsec is a more traditional and widely used protocol for network layer VPNs. Option C is incorrect because FTP is an insecure protocol for transferring files. Option D is incorrect because SNMP is a protocol for network management and monitoring. 49. What command can be used on a Linux machine to test network connectivity and determine the amount of time it takes to reach a destination? A. Ping. B. nslookup. C. dig. D. rpami. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Ping. Explanation, option A is correct because the ping command sends ICMP echo request packets to a specified destination and listens for ICMP echo reply packets. It reports on packet loss and displays the round-trip time, making it the primary tool for testing basic connectivity and latency. Option B is incorrect because nslookup is a tool for querying DNS servers to resolve host names. Option C is incorrect because dig is a more advanced tool for querying DNS servers. Option D is incorrect because the ARP command is used to view and manage the system's ARP table, which maps IP addresses to MAC addresses. 50. Which of the following protocols is used to securely transfer files over a network and operates over port 22? A. FTP, B. FTPS, C. SFTP, D. HTTP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. SFTP. Explanation. Option C is correct because SFTP stands for SSH File Transfer Protocol. It is a completely different protocol from FTP and runs over an encrypted SSH session on TCP port 22 to provide secure file transfer and management capabilities. Option A is incorrect because FTP is insecure and operates on ports 20 and 21. Option B is incorrect because FTPS adds security to FTP using SSL TLS, but it operates on different ports and does not use SSH or port 22. Option D is incorrect because HTTP is used for web traffic and is not secure. Its secure version HTTPS uses port 443. You have reached the end of our first question set. For the free complete exam preparation, visit our website link in the description, where you find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.